What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. Sorry for the delay, but we're back for the post-match fan show. We got 3 of us this time for the fan show, not just me and my brother John's first time on the fan show. But let's get my grandpa on. Obviously, we've won 2-1 against Plovdiv, but grandpa, let's get him on now. Here we are, grandpa. How are you?
Hi everybody. I enjoyed watching the match because I couldn't watch it.
You weren't the only one that couldn't watch it, I tell you that.
No, but watching it through your actions and behaviours was fantastic. It really made it really interesting, particularly when we got the goals. The only thing I wanted to say that a lot of people were talking about were getting Bale, which if you don't remember, but I actually reckoned that a month ago. I said you'd get Bale.
Grandpa's the oracle.
New oracle.
No. The same way as I said you would get rid of Poch before it was announced.
Who are we signing next week, Grandpa?
What I wanted to say only is that a lot of you were talking about let's sell Ali, let's sell Sissoko, let's sell these other people because we've got Bale and this other guy coming in on the left back. My argument to you was keep them all. Your top players, Son, Moira, and the people that are really doing well for you, because Bale will bring them all out, and then you'll have a team. But if you get rid of them, because you need 2 teams, you don't need 1 team.
Yeah.
And if you get rid of them, and one of them or one of the other ones gets injured, which they will, you'll have problems. So try it. My advice to Levy is keep as many of them as you can, particularly as you don't know that you're going to keep those 2 big boys for more than a year if they're on loan. Yeah, so you've really got to build the backing team up to be really good. And the best way of doing that is getting somebody like Bale in who will actually, they'll all want to live up to his standard. And that will make a huge difference.
You know, Grandpa, when we used to go to football when Gareth Bale was playing for Spurs, sitting on the north stand, watching Gareth Bale run down that left-hand side, how excited are you for him to be coming back?
Oh, I just hope he still got it because it was very, very. And the most exciting thing was the spot kicks. You know, if you were 50% certain that a spot kick would go straight into the top right-hand corner, and he was just brilliant. He really was the reason I fully got engaged with Spurs through him, partly through you, Ben. Very early days, but I was
Simeon
only doing
can say the same as well.
Yeah, I was only doing that because you have to with your grandchildren. But once I started to bow, then I started to really think, I go for soccer before I go for cricket. And then the cricket has been absolutely great. I can talk about cricket.
It's not called soccer.
That's right.
But yeah,
so it'd be interesting to see what other people think.
All right.
All right, Grandpa, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure speaking to you.
Always good coming on. We're through to the next round. Come on.
Come on,
and Bell's coming home.
Good day. Good day at the office.
Yeah.
See you, Grandpa.
No.
All right, it's always great to get my grandpa's views. It's an honour, isn't it? It's an absolute honour. Let's get Brendan and Matthew on. Let's see what they have to say. Brendan from the Cheese Room. All right, here they are. Brendan, Matthew, how are we doing?
Hi, all good.
Hey, Matthew, how you doing, man?
All good.
Good to see you. And Brendan, of course. It's good to see someone who hasn't battered us from the cheese room. That's good.
You're okay. You're allowed on.
Yeah, he's all right. He's one of the good ones. Let's start with Matty. Matty, what do we just about scraped through today and against Plovdiv. How worried were you at one point when we go 1-0 down with 20 minutes to go?
It wasn't looking good. It was certainly quite worrying at that stage. I think going into this game, a lot of us would have had the feeling that it was a straightforward victory, especially when that lineup came out. Really, really strong team. It certainly took me by surprise. I'm sure it took a lot of people by surprise as well. But I was the same as most people. My stream went down just before all the action started, so I was watching you along, looking for what was going on there. But it was very worrying. I think I was kind of one of those towards earlier on when we had just we confirmed we weren't going to be getting Champions League, it would be Europa League. I wasn't entirely sure if I did want a long tedious campaign in that. But now that we do have bringing in these extra players, Mourinho, a manager who does like to win trophies, especially in his second season, I think it's really important that we did get through this, and we have a real good go at winning the competition this season.
Yeah, 100%. John?
What?
You want to add anything?
No, it's a really good comment. Shame that his stream went down. He was having to watch it vicariously through our eyes.
Yeah, luckily we got a little.
It's been a day of technical difficulties, as Brendan quite rightly pointed out. How important was it, Brendan, to get over the line today?
Yeah, very. The Europa is probably our best chance of silverware and our best chance of Champions League for next season as well. So it was vital when the goal went in, because the transmission went down for everyone, and their goal went in. And so I was like, what's happening? What's going on? And then thankfully we pulled it out the bag, but it was typical Spurs, but so glad to have got through it, yeah.
Do you think we would have won the game if it stayed 11-on-11?
Yeah, I'd say, because at that time the first red was the penalty, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was in the same
I'd
incident.
say
I thought it was a
the
bit harsh.
same.
Apparently,
second
do you know
yellow
what it was
quite
for?
harsh.
Do you know what it was for?
Fat, wasn't it?
No, the second yellow was in the same action for the guy was muddying the penalty spot, and the referee spotted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Serious?
And so he got a second yellow card for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you mean muddying it? What was he
You know,
doing?
he's like putting his boot in,
He was
stuffing
digging
up
it.
a bit.
Yeah, that's why, because I saw Harry Kane trying to level it out a bit.
That's like Sunday League.
That's why he was
stuff,
given a
isn't it?
second yellow.
But
So
forget this Europa League malarkey. Gareth Bale is coming back to Tottenham,
That's
people.
more important.
I think we need to
a
talk
big one.
about that. Matthew, how excited are you?
I think I'm as excited as everybody else. You know, I think when I first started getting into Tottenham, it was the likes of Jermaine Defoe and Gareth Bale were the prime men in the team. So it's kind of a big thing for me as well, getting to see him back at the club. But he brings experience, he brings leadership, and he brings the mentality of someone who has won countless trophies. You know, he's 4 Champions Leagues, he's Super Cups, he's league titles. He's won absolutely everything there is to win with Real Madrid. And having someone like that in the dressing room, you know, adding to the likes of Joe Hart, Jose Mourinho, we do have real people who know what it takes to win a trophy in there. And aside from that, again, just his quality on the pitch, provided he can stay fit, I think could be a massive advantage for us this season.
Do you think that it kind of propels us on what we can actually achieve this season?
Yeah, I would say it does. I think, you know, a lot of people have been speaking, you know, the big high-profile signings we made in the past, of course, Jurgen Klinsmann, back when he signed Asier Diles and Ricky Villa together. And the thought that this is probably the highest-profile signing we have made, you know, in the club's history. So I think from that side of things, he could also be, you know, now having him and Mourinho, they could be the people to attract other big players to the club. But even just for this season ahead, I think bringing in him into that front 3 or front 4, whatever it is going to be, the quality that he does bring and what he will get out of the players around him, I think it certainly can push us onto that next level. And personally, I wasn't too optimistic about top 4 this season in recent weeks, but with this signing, I think it has, personally, my expectations are a lot higher, and I do think he can help us get to that next level.
But I want to ask as well, we'll ask Brendan coming on this. Obviously, everyone's very excited, including us. Bale's coming home. He's coming back to the club. But what Bale are we getting? He's 31 years old. He's had quite a few injury problems. He hasn't really played consistent football for the past 2 years. So, what kind of Bale do you think we're getting, Brendan?
Well, I think that we need to see how his injury clears up. I think he's got a knee knock. And the injuries that he's had were sort of 2 years ago. Not played because he fell out with Zidane for the last 2 years. So he's been fit. He's just not been starting. But no, I think he's an athlete. He's fit. He's not put on weight. He's been playing lots of golf, I'm sure, to keep his joints moving. But yeah, I'm so happy to have him back. Yeah, I'm based in Brazil, and sort of Gareth Bale and that Harry Redknapp team put Spurs on the map here in Brazil. So everyone here is excited. The Brazil Spurs supporters group is buzzing. So it's great news. It's going to give everyone a lift.
It should definitely. And also, obviously, we're not only signing Bell, we're also signing the left back Sergio Reguilon, who has obviously, the deal's gone a bit under the radar because of the whole Bale madness, but it's still a very impressive deal, and it's in a position where we were consistently saying throughout the summer we're not going to improve, but we kind of pushed the boat out a bit. So, Matt, what do you reckon on that signing as well?
I think, as you say, it's definitely one that has gone under the radar, and a lot of people are underestimating the quality of the signing because, you know, fans are just thinking about Gareth Bale. They're not looking into the other signing as much as they would have. But, you know, I've looked quite a bit into Reguilon in terms of the numbers. You know, we completed, I think, 49 dribbles in the La Liga last season, which rather
more than Ben Davis did in his whole career.
In his whole Premier League career, which is a crazy, crazy number. But even then, last season, I think for Reguilon, he was created the 4th most chances of under 23 fullbacks in Europe. There's 2 just ahead of him with Trent Alexander-Arnold out way in front with that one. But I think he's a really, really good signing, and he's someone that can help us have that bit of versatility in our system. Because, we do like to play, at the moment, it's that 4 at the back with the right back really pushing on. And it's usually Ben Davies in that left back role who sits in as a centre back because he perhaps just doesn't have that offensive threat that you would like in an advanced left back. But Reguilón gives us that opportunity. If you want to play a 3 or 5 at the back, we can have him and Doherty there. So on top of his quality, he does offer the ability for us to play a different system, which I think can be crucial.
Oh, definitely. Do you think that that's our business done now after Bale, or you think we're still going to try and get that striker and that centre back in the door?
No, I think there's more to come. Alistair Gold has said it a few times.
Daniel Levy is splashing the cash.
What's going on?
2 summers in a row, we never thought we'd see it. I think striker and centre back definitely need to be addressed this summer. I do honestly think they will be. I know we seem to have missed out on Andrea Bellotti, who looks like he'll be staying at Torino, and now Arkadiusz Milik going to Roma. So they're going to have to be a bit more looking into the potential targets there, but I think we will see more of it.
Yeah, just lastly on Brendan as well. With the signing of Bell and Reguilón, and if we do get a couple more over the line, what are you really now? Is there a renewed sense of optimism going into the rest of the season after we were down in the dumps on Sunday, losing to Everton in that performance? I know today wasn't great, but we did get over the line. Has perceptions changed a bit? Is there now more of a feel-good factor around Spurs fans? Do you think?
You'd hope so until the next bad result comes in. But yeah, you kind of hope so. I mean, it's superstar news, great quality players coming in. But like Matt said, we are going to see another striker. I don't think he's just putting all his eggs in the Bale basket. So it's great. It's great to see. We've seen players come in, and I think we'll see a few leave as well. With Bale coming in, what does that mean for Lucas Moura? I think Bale will play on the right, cut in, and use that left foot for long distance shots. So I think that it's exciting times, and I hope that the supporters get behind the team.
Where do you think? What do you think we can do this year, Brendan? Where do you think we're finishing the league, and what cups do you think we can win?
I'd say Europa is probably our best shot at a cup. I think that the competition in our domestic league for the FA Cup and for the League Cup is quite high. Maybe get a Carabao, but Europa I think is the one that we can get, and it would be great to win that cup. It will bring back memories of the 80s when we won it in 84, I think it was. So yeah, and in terms of finishing position, I think we can get top 4. Jose is a very shrewd manager. We didn't see much of it against Everton, but I'm happy that he knows what he's doing. He's getting his players in, and it's an exciting season. So I'd hope for top 4 minimum.
And Matt?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. We all want to see that domestic cup coming in. It's been too long since we've won one. But again, as I was saying, top 4, I think I do really feel as though we can achieve that this season with the signings that are being made. And of course, that could even change. The expectations could be higher depending on the striker and centre back that we do bring in. But I think the main thing we should be going for this season in terms of cups, as much as I would like to win a domestic cup, is the Europa League. Because if we fail in the Premier League, that's a back route into the Champions League. And I really do think we have a good opportunity at that. I'd say Napoli probably our biggest threat in that one, but I do think we can do it.
Well, definitely. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, go and listen to the Cheese Room podcast. Absolutely amazing Spurs content. And obviously, go and subscribe to Matthew Hayes as well on YouTube. Great Spurs content as well. Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having me on. Cheers.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for coming on.
Always a pleasure having you guys on.
All right, always great to get those guys' thoughts. Let's bring in David Harris and Sai. Here they are.
The Joe who
I see Sai's got his Van der Vaart shirt in the back. Why don't they have the Bell shirt?
Sure, I've got something a bit better actually.
Oh, go on.
Up on there. Nicely signed as well by Mr. Bale.
He signed shirt by Bale. When was it signed? After what game?
Look at the merch.
Bale.
He's coming home. He's coming home. Nice to see you as well, David. We haven't forgotten about you. How you
David
doing,
Harris, how you doing, my friend? You good? How's our...
Happy.
Yeah, he's got a smile today. No smiling on Sunday. He was going in on Sunday. He's like, we're going to be bad in Plovdiv as well. You're right. We were going to be bad in Plovdiv, but we made it through. Let's start with David. What did you make out today? I mean, everyone's heart was in their mouths for a lot of the game. Was Mourinho 10 minutes away from being sacked today?
No.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Was he? People were saying that. People were saying he's 10 minutes away from being sacked. What do you make of it, David? Oh, is he there?
Well, to be honest with you, I think if we didn't get the 2 men sent off, I don't think we would have won there today.
I said the same thing, yeah.
I think. Look, it was a sending off. It was a second yellow as well. But to be honest with you, Mourinho was 10 minutes away from having Mourinho #Mourinho out.
Yeah,
and I think it's ironic that Ndombele saved his skin today.
Well, he made some very interesting comments about Ndombele after the game. I'm not sure if you heard them. Did you hear them?
No.
He basically saying that Ndombele is on a journey now. He's on a journey of progression, which he wasn't on last season, and he didn't know if there was any light at the end of the tunnel last season. But this season, it seems as though he's on that kind of guide of progression, that path of progression, and he's got very high hopes from him now. And it looks like he trusts him more as well, bringing him on as a first sub. Do you think Ndombele is going to play a big part this season?
Personally, I'd like to see him play a big part. He's a record signing as well. I think he was very poor last year. He wasn't fit enough. He wasn't up to the pace of the league. He looked good there today, coming on again, first sub by Mourinho. So looking forward, hopefully now that he can just put in some consistency, he'll have to do it coming off the bench for a little while. I think to earn Mourinho's trust. But it's up to him what he makes what he does when he comes off the bench.
Yeah, Sai. What a relief today. What a relief. Were we winning that game 11-on-11?
Me being optimistic, I'll always say that we would probably maybe get there in the end, but it's...
The eternal optimist is our side.
Of course, yeah. It's not the way you want to do it today, is it? Like Europa League games are always like this. Like you just come up against this kind of team all the time, but we should be doing a lot better, 100%. I think for me the main thing was still that problem that we had last week was not laziness, it's just slow, it's not sharp enough, you know. It's like there was a couple of opportunities when Ndombele, right, his passing is absolutely fantastic, but the players aren't awake to it. It's like there's a bit of a delay, or like then they fumble it, they lose possession, or they don't control it properly, and you're like, bang it, excuse the pun, banging your head against brick wall, albeit that's wallpaper. It's not gonna hurt, but it's like it's just like completely disjointed sometimes. But I think in time, once we start playing the formation that Jose wants to have and the way that he wants us to play, I think it will click. But we can't afford to do what we were doing today and against Everton. Like Southampton are probably going to be fighting for their lives most of this season, to be honest. And I think that we need to be like majorly on our game on Sunday, because we can't afford to have another performance like we did today. And obviously the weekend just gone. But, you know, no. Proceed.
So what else do you think went wrong, apart from the sharpness and the lack of fitness, did you say? Where was the game where were we missing today? What was going wrong?
We had played a very strong team. Sorry, we're missing players.
Yeah, the team was really strong, and you can't really argue with most of the selection. The creative players were back on the pitch. Albeit Ndombele came on a bit later, but it was so good to see Celso, starting to pull those strings a bit more. Mm-hmm. And I think with him and Ndombele starting these games, we will start to see a more offensive approach and a more creative approach throughout the game. I just think it was still a bit disjointed until Ndombele came on. I haven't been a massive fan of his like last season, like many people, but you've got to admit, like you can see he's trimmed down, and I think that's a massive boost, because it makes him a lot more flexible and agile on that pitch, and you can see it. His forward play is fantastic. The passing through is fantastic, bar like 1 or 2 tonight, and we need that. We need him and Lo Celso playing to keep that momentum and keep the balls going through that we need. But Kane and Son, for me today, we're still stuck in holiday mode, I think. It goes back to my point about Dembele's passing, cutting through, is there's so many chances where they just weren't awake. And it's like, guys, come on. Like, you've had so much time off, to be honest. It's not surely that difficult to just be awake and be ready, you know. And I know Kane sometimes takes a while to get going, but that's when he has been playing fully a whole season, or, you know, I know he was injured and stuff, but he needs to start reacting more, like they all do. But I think, you know, that going down to 9 men has given us a godsend, as they say.
Yeah, a gift.
You know, unbelievable. Like, until that point, we were probably down and out. Despite my optimism, it would look like it was going to be one of those games that we just can't break it. We're not paying attention enough. And it's going to be one of those unacceptable games that we would all be very, very angry about. But let's be honest, those 2 red cards have saved us today. And I hope Bale wasn't watching, you know. Hopefully he was on a plane.
Bale was on his private jet over to London. It never happened.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's flying over right now, actually. He's on his way.
Well, we get the private jet tracker on, and, you know, everyone on Twitter will be tracking all the jets all over the place to see which ones are coming from Madrid into Stansted. You know how Twitter is. Let me ask David. Doherty's had 2 games now. As an Irishman yourself, you've seen him play for the national team. You probably know quite a bit about him. What have you made out of his first 2 appearances for Tottenham? Because obviously a lot was made about his signing. He's going to be an upgrade on Aurier, whatnot. What have you made out of him so far?
He's better going forward than Aurier. Defensively, to me, he seems too far. He seems to be playing way too high up the pitch. To be able to get back, and he seems to be tucking in beside the centre back too much as well. And both Mourinho will work on him with that. He was the same for Ireland in the 2 games before the start of the Premier League. I think it's just about getting fitness for him. And to be honest with you, he could have scored there Sunday, and he could have scored today.
True. On a whole, go on. Sorry.
To be honest, and there was a lot of fans giving out about the signing, but we sold Walker Peters for 12 million. He was useless for us, and we brought in Doherty for 13 million, who has more Premier League experience. So for 1 million, basically, we got an experienced Premier League right back, which is what we've been crying out for all last season.
Did anyone stand out for you, David, today?
Lo Celso, we miss him big time. He can pass the ball. He tries to play it forward. And he's just composed. That's the problem with this team. I was looking at it there today. For the last 6 months, I've been just racking my brain trying to think what the problem is, and it's composure. Composure is the biggest problem in this team.
Agreed.
But Lo Celso will stand out.
It's composure, but it's also risk taking at the same time. That's what I really like about Lo Celso. You know, like, he's the one that actually is willing to sort of risk giving the ball away by being positive. And that's what sets off the play. The amount of times he took the ball and he was like the water carrier, and he turned defence into attack, whereas the lesser players around him were just sort of like going sideways. He's the one that can break the lines, right?
And to me, him and Winks are similar players, but that's the difference between them, is the risk taking that Lo Celso is willing to take, and that's the difference between him and Harry Winks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I know we were given a gift today, but not as good as the gift Daniel Levy gave Jose Mourinho. I know both of you are itching to talk about Gareth Bale. We'll start with Si. Run through your emotions.
Well, I told you 2 months ago, Ben, this was happening.
You did.
So for me, it's no surprise at all. I knew it was going to happen. Honestly.
Even last night I was messaging you panicking.
Yeah, I told you to calm down. It's okay. He's coming. But listen, like, he's a hero for us. Like, and we need someone, you know, whether he's the same Bale that we had before or not, it doesn't really matter. It's the fact that this guy's won so much in the time that he was at Real Madrid. And I think we need that in the dressing room. But like I was saying to one of my mates the other day, it's not always about like getting that 90-minute performance necessarily, but to make something happen out of nothing. And there's been so many times over the years where we're sort of itching our heads like, when can we do something in the last minute or a few minutes? And we did well with Pochettino for a bit, but I think he's the type of player that whether he comes on off the bench or a player that plays, he can do anything out of nothing. And I'm sure that he still has his pace, and I'm sure that he will give us so much this season. But you can't knock the fact that this guy is insane in what he's done in his career. And he's coming home. He's coming to save us.
He's coming home. He's coming home. David.
They're saying he's come to bail us out.
He's coming to bail us out.
Yeah.
Son, Kane and Bale. Is that the best front three in the Premier League?
Yeah, it could be. First of all, I'd like to say a genius PR stunt by Daniel Levy the other day. Arsenal just announced that Aubameyang signed a new deal. And then
this put them in the dust, didn't it? It put them in the dust.
It was a trend on Twitter and everything. Look, it's great to see the king come home, isn't it? We nurtured him into the player he is. And it's great to see that he's willing to come back, and he's willing to come back and give it his all, to be honest, because if he wasn't, he would have went out to China. I'm delighted the king is coming home, and you can look forward to a few more goals.
He's rubbing his hands. He can't wait.
All right, well, hopefully next time we see you and have you on, Gareth Bale will be banging in the goals for Tottenham.
That'd be nice.
All right, guys. Si, David, absolute pleasure always to have you guys on.
See ya, champs. Thank you.
Nice one, guys.
Cheers, mate.
See you, lads. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
Dave. Always good to see you, man.
All right. Let's get Mr. Chipek on. Sam Chipek, the star of the Amazon All or Nothing documentary, the absolute star.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do the face just before we score against Arsenal. I want to see it.
God.
Chipek, how's it going, mate?
Cheers for that very flattering introduction. I'll be honest with you. It's a bit difficult to report on. I'm only reading on what I saw on Twitter because absolute shambles of a TV network, the way it closed down on me.
Don't worry, you don't have to talk about the game if you don't want to. You can talk about Gareth Bale for half an hour if you want.
No, I can talk about bits of the game because I still feel like I was able to get something out of this game, and it's a bit worrying when you go 1-0 down and it pretty much takes. I mean, I don't know if it was a penalty or not, but I do know that a man was sent off, and then a shithouser of a moment where you stud the penalty area, get caught out for it, and you get sent off for that. Classic Sunday League is on your right or your left rather stated. Yeah. It's worrying because it makes you kind of think that Mourinho's not really a magician, and do we have a chance? Let's pretend we're not signing Bale or Sergio Reguilon. Do we have a chance with this current squad to get to top 4? I mean, do you guys think that?
Personally, I don't.
Go on.
Personally, if I'm being totally honest, I'm going to take off my Spurs cap and just look at it very objectively. I think there's a serious issue down the spine of our team. There's like a core visceral issue that's wrong. And I think it looks a little bit similar to the tail end of Juan de Ramos, when we had the players, but we just looked like a team of individuals cobbled together. And I think when Harry came, he immediately got he used to call it getting them playing free again. Just letting them play without without the confines, the restrictions on them. You know what I mean? And I get that little bit of feeling with the current team. I almost feel like we're trying to buy our way out of trouble in a way. And I think with the current team without Bale, I think we'd be struggling for top 4 personally. I really do. I think that Bale could make a big difference, but I still think if the spine's not right, even with Bale, we might look like he's not the magic wand that everyone's going to talk about. But I do think it's going to give us a massive lift. But I do think there's a sort of a core issue with the team at the moment that might come good, but at the moment we look really drained of confidence. What do you think, Sam?
Personally, I say it how it is. I think that this team, it's a very tiny, slim chance we can get. I personally don't think we will get top 4 with this current side. I am absolutely buzzing that we have managed to sign Sergio Reguilon. You know, as someone who's half Spanish myself and follows a lot of La Liga, you know,
just before you carry on, can you just confirm how do you pronounce his surname? Because we get a lot.
We get it wrong so many times.
Simeon, mate. Regillion. What's that all about?
Mate, we just getting it wrong. I don't know, man.
Listen, you're not going to be able to pronounce it in the proper Spanish way. So in the Englishy, you know, Spanglish sort of accent, Reguilon is fine.
Reguilon.
We can't, only because we're Jewish, we can do the otherwise we'll be able to do that.
Yeah. Reguilon or Reguilon is absolutely fine. But no, he's the left back we 100% needed. If you saw his his individual performance against Man United, he assisted. He really went out there, you know, sticking it in their attack and then was able to track back. That is remarkable ability. You know, this is miles and miles ahead of Ben Davies, which, speaking of which, you know, he has completed more passes in La Liga, I believe. I think that's a stat in that one season alone than Ben Davies has ever done in his entire career at Tottenham. So the fact that we're signing a player of this quality, Gareth Bale has stolen the spotlight from Reguilon, because really, this is the missing jigsaw piece puzzle for me. Because I feel like our issue, right, we've signed the right back, but left back issue is that Ben Davies is far too defensive for me. And if I'm not mistaken, he was at fault for the set piece and them getting the goal.
Who today? I don't think it was Ben Davies.
Well, to be fair, I think Ben Davies was probably one of our better players today.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. For me, he was.
So again, I can't comment on that too much because, well, that TV network completely screwed me over, and I'm probably not going to get a refund for it. But yeah, but like I said, it just, these sort of performances that you had against Everton, and then in the first half, which was very similar with Everton against this Bulgarian side I can't even pronounce or forgotten how they're called. Not taking our chances throughout the whole of the first half. You know, very good attacking football, but no, there was just like that lack of end product. And it's almost like it's under Pochettino where it's all about possession. It's all about attacking stats. But when Mourinho came along, it doesn't matter about the possession stats. It doesn't matter about how much attacking you do. It matters about taking the chance when you've got it. And I didn't see that much of it today from what I was able to see on the TV.
Yeah, it was worrying that we made such hard work of a team who play in the Bulgarian league, and they didn't even finish top. They finished second last season in the Bulgarian league, and I know we were in control most of the time. I know we never really looked like conceding, but when you go through so long with it still being 0-0, there's always a chance you're going to be hit with a sucker punch. And that's exactly what happened. Luckily, we kind of got away with it with the penalty up the other end. But what do you think Jose will be thinking right now?
Well, I think Jose's already been thinking. He's been thinking after Everton, because I honestly feel that the reason why we're getting these players is the Jose Mourinho factor. They're players that want to play under this manager. So Jose Mourinho is still thinking how much he needs to do to be able to improve the squad. And I'd like to think that right now he would say, we can't just settle with these two. We got to settle for like at least another midfielder, another centre-back, and a backup striker, for whenever Kane and Bale are not fit to play.
Well, it looks like we're going to get at least two. Well, it looks like we're in for two of them, a backup striker and a defender. It doesn't look like we're going to get a centre mid, because I think we've got enough of them at the moment. I can't see us signing one. Jedson was left home today as well. What do you think of that?
I don't particularly rate Jedson, if I've got to be honest with you, so it doesn't fuss me too much.
It's interesting. Yeah, you're thinking these Europa League games, it might give him a chance to play, but
yeah.
Tongi and Ndombele obviously scored the winner. Mourinho had some quotes about him after the game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, what do you make out of that?
It's interesting you ask me, because I got a bit of stick the other day for as per just being critical about a certain player. I've not been particularly impressed with Ndombele, but Mourinho's comments does sound promising. When he says that last season he didn't look like he's up for it. Now he's been in a complete different mindset and is training harder. So if it's true with what it's been said, then I might allow it a bit more and just understand that Ndombele, despite fitness issues, is still like trying his hardest. So just got to see where the time takes us. But I haven't spoken enough about Bell. Absolutely fucking buzzing. He is coming back home. Fingers crossed. I am overexcited about this, honestly.
Is this the biggest Spurs transfer in your lifetime?
Yeah, I'd say
Since we signed Gareth Bell the first time.
Well, Gareth Bell the first time, he couldn't win us a bloody game in his first 28 games or so.
Yeah, that's very true. But if the window was to finish now, as it is, with Bale, with Reguilon, whatever, however you pronounce it, what would you rate it out of 10?
I'd say I'd rate it. You see, I like to think of myself as a perfectionist. I want to see like at least 9s or 10s. For this one, I'd say, I don't know, like a 6.5 or 7. Like
6.5.
Six.
No, Bale.
No, but I don't. But this is the thing, though. We're acting like Bale will lift the entire squad. We don't know that yet. Because let's not forget as well, Bale has had his fair share of injuries before. He might even still be traumatized by those absolute mugs I despise, Real Madrid fans, who half my family happen to support, and I can't stand them when they talk about Real Madrid. But, he might still be traumatized with, years and years of feeling like he's been in captive despite getting paid a lot. But still, it's not acceptable the way he's been treated. So, we don't want to put too much high hopes on Gareth Bale. The high hopes that we can definitely have is that our attacking will be improved. That I've got no doubt about. But we still need to have reinforcements, I feel. This Kim Min-jae fella, I've heard the renegotiations have started. Another midfielder, a backup striker, that guy from Torino.
That's not happening, apparently.
Oh, it's not. Well, yeah. As I'm saying, things cannot be left uncompleted. We need to complete the full circle.
Fair enough.
Oh. All right, Sam, absolute pleasure, as always, having you on. Hopefully we'll see you again on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, take care. Thank you for having me on.
Up the Spurs.
Sam. Good to see you, man.
Up the Spurs.
All right. Thanks, Sam, for coming on. I think we got Nick coming on next. And then after that, we've got famous Josh King. But Nick, how are you, my friend?
Nick. Oh, we
can't hear you, Nick.
Are you muted, mate? 1 second.
He's going to do it through mime.
Nick?
No, there we go. Was that sound?
I think maybe let's go to Josh King and then bring on Nick after, because I think he's got a bit of problem with his audio. So let's go to Josh King. Josh King.
Go on, Josh.
Mr.
King.
Josh, we were speaking about Gareth Bale coming to Spurs last night. We weren't going to sleep until the Here We Go came off Fabrizio Romano. It finally came.
What do you mean off Fabrizio Romano? We had Josh King's Here We Go last night. What are you talking about? That was the one I was waiting for.
Yeah, exactly. We got someone in the press office. Gareth Bale's in the press office.
No, don't worry. I still ain't slept. I'm waiting until he's holding up the shirt. if he doesn't, I don't know, part a golf ball into the goal from the skywalk with Mr. Trick, like with
100%.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's got to do something like that, hasn't he?
100%. But talk me through the game today. What did you make of it?
Yeah, just about. It was kind of like a game of cat and mouse, trying to find things that were working. I'm glad I didn't end up paying for Premier Sports in the end, because it was no good. But yeah, I managed to see it, most of it anyway. Yeah, it was quite poor again, to be honest. A bit worrying. We just look a bit poorly coached. We did. I'm not gonna totally badmouth the team. We did have some chances. And this time, I'm not going to blame it all on Mourinho, because the initial, the chances that we had, that up front, we didn't look awake. Do you know what I mean? Kane and Son, they didn't look awake. And Ndombele, man. I know I'm always screaming this guy's name, but if we can get him on a pitch with Lo Celso, fit, with Bain, Son, and did I just say Bain?
Yeah, you did.
Dropped in the ball.
Yeah. That would be a sight to behold.
That would be something. I wouldn't mind that. He could be backup striker, probably, I reckon.
Yeah. With Kane and Bale and Son, and if they were all fit, it's insane. The only problem is would he trust Højbjerg to play DM, and we've got attacking fullbacks now. Like,
he bloody well better trust Højbjerg to play DM because that's what he bought him for.
Well, I'm not sure that he did. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure that he did.
Everyone was calling off for a hole in the squad being a CDM, and that's who he bought to fill that role.
Yeah. Well, he did seem to be playing deeper today, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I think Ndombele, like, I know you guys have kind of mentioned it before in the stream, but I honestly think he saved Jose Mourinho's job today.
Yeah, about to say, what do you think he was 10 minutes away from being sacked today, Mourinho?
I don't think he would have been instantly sacked, but it would have been like for example, I know that Levy made up his mind about Poch, maybe 3 or 4 games before he actually went. And then he was waiting to see if there was who he could get in and stuff like that. I do think that it would have been like a big moment for Levy where he would have thought, oh, Jose's not going to see out this season. Like, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Because that could have made the deals fall through. We've got to be relying on this money coming in from the Europa League.
True. It's a good point, actually. It's a very good point. Without Europe, can we really afford Bale?
Yeah. And you know what I credit Mourinho for today as well? Making the sub that we all say all the time. Like, he took Sissoko off for Ndombele. He didn't take Lo Celso off for Ndombele. That, and I just hope that his comments after the game, he actually means what he's saying. And can you guys see a way that we can actually play them both? That's what I'm scared about. Like, with Jose.
I think you play them two and Højbjerg sitting behind them. I think that's what we need to do. I really do.
That's what we all want, isn't it?
It is. But I just think that's too attacking for Jose because he's got 2 attacking fullbacks now. Like, they'll bomb if they both bomb forwards. And you've just got Højbjerg. Well, I suppose that is 3 people defending, isn't it?
But do you think these 2 attacking fullbacks play at the same time? I don't know if they will.
That's a good question.
They better, because we've just bought them. You know what I mean? We've just bought them, so they better. If we have bought them to alternate them, that's another reason that Jose wouldn't see out the season. I'm hoping that he's going to see the light now, because players change his mind just like Lo Celso did. I think he's going to end up having... Tanguy is the perfect player for his tactics. Like, if you want to play on the break, you need, when the other team is pushing up, you need a player that could beat a player quickly and spring the ball forwards. Like, do you know what I mean? And that is Tanguy all over. Accurate passes. I feel like we've got a new signing. Honestly.
They're not even just passes. They're they're real...
Through balls. It cuts their midfield, cuts their defence.
I mean, drives those through balls, doesn't he?
I mean, we need to get this guy completely fit and playing every single game. We need to. I mean, he can be the catalyst to everything that's going to be good about us this season. And I genuinely believe that.
Totally agree. Like, his play, people were saying, oh, it's just a little scuffed shot. I honestly don't think he scuffed that. It looked like he placed it.
No. Look at his reaction to scoring that goal. I'm telling you, he scuffed that. He scuffed that.
Okay.
He thought he was about to fuck it up.
It looked a little bit in FIFA when you go to shoot and you hit the pass button, you just you dribble it in.
Yeah, exactly what it looked like. Exactly what it looked like.
But he made that chance for himself. He actually made that goal. If you go back a few passes, he was the one that took the risk by playing that little through ball right on the edge of the area.
Exactly.
A few touches.
Hit and run, and that's it.
Yeah, and that would have gone nowhere without Tanguy. So, he made that goal for himself.
Yeah, he started it and finished it. Exactly. And that's the thing. We all love Lo Celso. But Lo Celso isn't on his level when it comes to that. When it comes to that sort of thing, like aggressive passing, Lo Celso can do it, but he's more a dictator of play, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But I thought he was class today, Lo Celso. Everything he does, he just does with a touch of class. He does it to perfection. Whenever he takes a touch, whenever he plays a pass, it's usually on point. It's not usually lazy or bobbling or anything like that. He's just such a classy player, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And I just hope that Jose can see that they both have to be on the pitch at the same time, because that saved his job. If they both weren't on the pitch at the same time, I know the Reds helped, but but that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for them two being on the pitch.
We've seen 2 games now, Doherty and Højbjerg are new signings. What do you make out of them? Anything of note so far? Or is it too early to tell?
It is a bit too early to tell. It is a bit, it's tough conditions going out to Bulgaria. It didn't look like the best pitch or anything like that. So I'm not really going to judge them on tonight. Doherty looks like he has some nice touches. He can, you've got to understand he was playing with Sissoko again for the, most of the first part of the game. When he linked up with Bergwijn, he he looked like he could make something happen a little bit. But neither of them have been glowing so far. But I wouldn't say that they've been a catastrophe either.
So obviously we've signed Bale. Well, we're about to sign Bale. He's going to be holding that shirt tomorrow with Sergio. If you compare the squad to what it was before Bale and after Bale, do you think we can do a lot more this season, or do you think it's still the same objectives?
Look, if Jose Mourinho does what we're saying, I know we're not managers, we can't tell him what to do, but if he does what everyone's calling for and plays Lo Celso and Ndombele, and he's got Bale, Son, and Kane up front, that could be that dwarfs almost anything in the Premier League. Honestly, I honestly think that we could put a title challenge together if they all stayed fit. So
title challenge. Actually, I heard you say we have the best front three in Europe on Terry Fluid's show. I heard you say that.
No. I said that. I said if they all stayed fit, it could be. It has
be the best in Europe.
I said the best in the Prem, maybe the best.
You said maybe best in Europe. Let me ask you, what kind of Bale do you think we have coming back to Spurs? Are you confident he's still going to be the best that he was?
I think. I don't think he's going to be the exact same Bale, but basically what he's kind of done is he's put a lot more muscle on. Sorry, I could just hear someone laughing. Mute yourself, bro.
You're not live. You're not. Josh King's live.
You're not live. Only we can hear you.
Maybe bring him on. I know.
Yeah, just bring him on.
Can we bring him on?
Bring him on.
Come on, bring him on.
Yeah, no, don't bring him on. Don't bring him on. 5 minutes.
All right, be quiet, man. Be quiet.
Yeah. No, I think we're gonna get the Bale that we're gonna get the Bale that obviously he's older. He's still got that wonder of a left foot, but he still has. I do think he still has the pace as well. I started looking at like some of his Wales games. It's not the same, like as in he can't run all day like he could before. But those little bursts of pace, I think like it's gonna work for us basically.
All right. So where are we finishing this season?
I almost instant reaction said first, but no, I'm going to say
fourth.
Yeah,
fourth.
Yeah.
So you're Jose in now.
With Ledley as manager or Jose?
Ledley as
manager. Yeah. Ledley has played with Bale before. Okay, maybe you can link together. Get the best out of it. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Absolute pleasure always. Thanks for coming on.
Josh. ITK.
Cheers.
Is Expressions ready or is he not ready?
Nick, and then I've got another Nick.
All right, let's bring on Nick.
Yeah.
We've got a teaser.
Bring on Nick.
Little teaser.
Let's see. Bring on Nick. Nick, is your audio working now?
Yeah, it's working now. Fine.
Yay! Nick, how's it going? Talk me through your thoughts of the game.
Yeah, it was a very lackluster game. We missed so many chances.
Yeah, I mean, we missed a lot of chances. Plovdiv were kind of fighting for their lives. Was it worrying that we kind of struggled to break them down and had to rely on a couple red cards?
Yes, it was definitely, because we thought it might be one of those days where the ball's not going to go in with all those chances.
Yeah,
but I just want to say a quick song about Gareth Bale.
Go on.
Gareth Bale, he went to Spain, but now he's back at the lane. He likes his golf. He hates Madrid. The thing he loves most is being a yid.
Hey!
Love that. Absolutely love that. What are your thoughts on Bale coming back to Spurs? How excited are you?
I'm over the moon. He's still got the talent. He just needs to get his fitness back and he'll be like a new player.
You think he will get his fitness back? 31 years old. He's had a lot of injuries. Are you confident that he could be the player we want him to be?
Yeah, if he can be half as good as he was before he left Spurs, it's better than anything.
That's true. You reckon a half-fit Gareth Bale is still better than Lucas Moura?
Yeah, push him close.
Push him close.
I'll let you get to expressions on now.
All right.
Nick, absolute pleasure having you on. Always welcome.
This is coming on, Nick.
What?
All right.
Is he ready now? Don't bring him on just yet.
Is your
Is he
Highness
ready?
ready?
Is your Royal Highness ready?
No, is he there? Can you hear him?
I can't hear him.
Is he gone?
All right, let's do it.
He's
Come on,
still
let's bring him
young.
on.
All
Let's
right.
bring him on.
That's it.
Expressions!
Will you lot telling me, hey, blood, I ain't even on my normal setup, you know, I'm on the laptop, fam.
That's how it is. That's
Expressions,
all we
long time no hear, long time no speak. Apparently you got a shirt.
What do you mean long time? What do you mean long time no hair? Don't you watch my vid, you side man? Long time no hair, blood. Am I a prick, fam? Less of that, bruv.
Did you get
I
to watch the
your
game?
vid.
Did you get to watch the game?
We see you in the car. Don't worry.
No, thanks to you. Yeah, I did get to watch the game, blood. You idiot. No thanks to you. I did get to watch the game. And them dickheads, blood. Premier Sports, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're criminal. I added them on Twitter. They're criminal, bruv. They're charging man to watch the game when we could have watched this on Channel 4, fam. You know what I mean? Back in the day, yeah. Charging man to watch
Thursday
on
night,
Premier
Channel 5. What happened to that?
To make us feel better about playing Europa League football, Premier Sports. You know what I mean? And that man are filming it on a Nokia 6230, bruv. I was fuming. You know what I mean? It was some joke, man. Thing. I didn't even see Ben Davis miss that chance. I didn't even get to cuss him. You get me? I thought man was selling me a dream when they said he missed from 2 yards out. You know what I mean?
Was that Katie Hopkins broadcasting?
Fam, that was Katie Hopkins football, blood. You know what I mean, fam? You man already know, blood. Like, I don't care.
We know.
Fam, I thought we were going out, G. I thought we were going out, bro. I thought that was it because it's one of them ones where, like, I've been begging, innit? I've been begging Mourinho to play Ready to Tango Wind on Bad Boy and Gio Lasorso in the same team, yeah? Because man got no creativity, fam. Fam, I said it in my last video. I said the only creators Tottenham got are the damn YouTubers, blood. You know them way dead. That's about it. You know, nah, I'm being dead serious. Because ever since we saw Sony, yeah, we just can't be breaking this team down, bruv. All it is just sideways. And I know we got Bale and Regulon, fam, but we still need a playmaker, bro. Like, obviously, Gio, Lasorso, and Endon Bad Boy, yeah, obviously, I haven't seen enough of them together for me to say that they can't do the job together. But, we're talking about a job Ericsson did by himself. Do you know what I mean? So we need to replace that man. That is what we need to do, fam. We need that player that can just berate, just Brockman, fam. You know what I mean? Endon Bele can do it, but it's like, I don't know. I think maybe Jose told him, yo, if you cross this line, fam, I'm going to stick something in you when you go in at half time, bruv. Because I'm thinking he doesn't, it's like he's scared. Like his freedom that he usually had before is gone, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So for me, and Ali is not a playmaker, blood. Ali's a second striker, innit? That's what he is. He's a second striker. Yeah, he's got a flick like Steven Spielberg here and there, but it just is what it is, innit? Like for me, Ali's just a second striker. And yeah, bruv, he looks like he's ousted, fam. He's frozen out, blood. You know them way there, bruv. He's all done out here for him.
Do you not make out Giovanni Lo Celso can do that role? Because I think he wasn't playing against Everton and we missed him so bad. I mean, he came in today. I know he weren't that great, but you could see he made a difference already.
You see, the thing is with Lo Celso, yeah, what I've seen of him, like, don't get me wrong, he's been our best creative player, but what I've seen of him, he's been so deep, he ain't even been able to, you get me, we ain't been able to see the fruits of what he can do, blood. You get me, we ain't be able to see him unlock these doors, innit? So I'm thinking him and Ready to Tango in on Bad Boy in the same team, for me, like, if that, fam, we need to see it, blood. Blood, I don't want to see Højbjerg and Winks next to each other. I don't want to see Højbjerg and Sissoko. Blood, Højbjerg, Winks, Sissoko, blood. Them three man are the same man, blood. That's what it is. They're all DMs to me. If you can't shoot, you can't cross, you can't do that, you're a DM, blood. If you got an engine and you can tackle, you're a DM or you're a defender. Yeah? That's what you are, innit? That's what all three of them are, innit? They're DMs, innit? Obviously, you man will tell me, Winks is a CM. I hear that, innit, yeah? But nah, you're not Giovanni Lo Celso, fam. That's a CM. You get me? He can shoot, blood. He can pick a pass. He can go forward, innit? You get me? I love me some Iniesta, fam. I'm just reaffirming his position, blood. You know what I mean? I ain't being rude. I ain't saying he's dead food or nothing like that. I'm just saying he's a DM, innit? You know what I mean? So, like, yeah. And even Højbjerg, I don't know about you lot, but I ain't that impressed, fam.
Nah, I mean, it's only been 2 games. I think we got to, like, chill a bit and just see what he's about.
I ain't stuck it on him. I ain't said nothing negative or nothing like that because obviously, remember, you get me, he's just come in. But, I mean, between us, blood, like, I all forgot we were live, you know. Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, big man thing. I all forgot we were live. Like that was something I say to you, man, on the phone. I'm not too impressed, blood. You know what I mean? I want to see more in it. I want to see more, blood. Man, them in the comments, don't get on to me though. Like, man ain't gonna run. Nah, big man thing. Man ain't gonna run him or nothing like that. But I'm just
You're
not.
getting doxxed
You know what I
at the
mean?
moment.
Nah. It is what it is, blood. It is what it is.
But
Fam,
no,
are you mad, fam? I took time out. I got Mary Jane there waiting, fam. I'm doing this you lot a favour, blood. Are you high?
Mate, not me.
I think we've all got Mary Jane waiting.
Gang business.
But let me ask you, that Tongi, Mourinho's had a lot of like words to say about Tongi in the press conference after the game.
Gee, I ain't watched.
In him.
Yeah, go on, tell me, because I ain't got to watch. I was gonna watch that. That's what I'm watching when I spark the ting, blood.
He says Tongi's in a process of evolution. Last season he was not. Last season.
Nah. Stop talking, Sim, blood. I'd rather hear Mourinho's voice. That's hella boring.
Mourinho?
Yeah. Nah.
Basically, he's saying he believes in Tongi. He's like ready for him
yeah,
to play.
That's what I'm saying. Give me some energy, Sim, man.
He's saying he's ready for him to have a big moment in this season. So, like, are you excited about Tongi now?
That's what I want to hear.
Work?
That's what I want to hear, fam. That's exactly what I want to hear, bro. All I know is Gareth Bale, number 9, regular number 3, blood, gang business. You know them way there. You man know I don't put out a video until I see them man holding a shirt. My video's done going out, blood. I don't care, fam. This one's over the line, and I'm gassed. Gee, I don't care, innit? I don't care if they're 2 glorified loans. You know what I mean? I really don't care because I'm living in the here and now. Here and now, Hotspur, fam. Less of the future. Man's lived in the future with Poch, blood. I ain't won a damn thing. You get me? Mourinho, bruv. I want results, blood. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want things now. That's what I want. I want a Carabao Cup, Charity Shield. I want anything. You get me, bruv? I want to live something. I want to see our players' armpits, fam. That's what I want to see, blood. Do you know what I mean? I want to see armpits. I don't know about you, man, but I ain't seen armpits in time, fam. Because the Audi Cup thing, I wasn't watching that. Yeah.
2008.
You know what I'm saying?
Ledley King.
I'm telling you, bro. Woodgate, fam. I'm telling you, fam. Remember that? Just know, fam. You got to put some respect on his name as well. You can't just say Ledley King, fam. Wood. You know what I mean? Woodgate.
Dimitar.
Gang business.
Tell me about Bale. Is Bale going to be the man that we want him to be? Is he a crock? I want to know your thoughts.
You know what, yeah? I heard you lot, like, even a half-fit Gareth Bale for me, yeah? Like, I've seen Bale play for Wolves, for Wales, innit? You know what I mean? I've seen him play for Wales, and those are like with his friends. And him playing for Madrid, I'm not even going to watch that, blah, because them man single him out. Them man might not even want to pass him the ball, but I see what he does for Wales, innit? And yeah, it's not the peak Gareth Bale that we got 80 whatever million for, innit? You get me? But gee, what you got to remember with Gareth Bale is 2 things. 1, he's got talent. 2, people will be scared of him, fam. You know, them way there. When man got Lucas Moura running at them, they're going to be like, we'll take it off him. Yeah, he's had the Ajax. I love Lucas Moura, by the way. He's had the Ajax thing. It will go down as a legend all day, every day. But man ain't scared of Lucas Moura. You see, when you see people come up against players like Neymar, Messi, Gareth Bale, blood, whether they're fast or not, they always take a little step back because they know they'll burn them for pace. Fam, man could do them in their head. You get me? Man will be she's in their pants. I don't know if I can swear, blood. I do it by mistake, yeah, but I'm not going to do it on purpose. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if them man could be shit in their pants. Yeah. Yeah, you know, innit? You know what I'm saying, innit? You know what I'm saying. When Gareth Bale runs at these man, they're gonna be doing all of that, fam. You know them way there. So for me, like, if it was peak Gareth Bale, don't get me wrong, front three, blood. Name me a better team with a better front three. Even Liverpool, if it was peak Gareth Bale, bro. Because Kane's better than Firmino. Yeah, peak Bale's better than Salah, and I until now I say Son's better than Mane. I love Mane, but fam, the only thing Son's got on Mane is the 2 feet, blood. That's what I would say, innit? It's the 2 feet, innit? You get me? So for me, I think Son's better than Mane, and I'm not saying it's clean, fam. We'll argue over that, innit? You know what I mean? Harry Kane clean over Firmino, done, and peak Bale clean over Salah, but we ain't gonna have peak Bale, innit? We're not gonna have peak Bale, so. For me, we're still going to have a good enough front three, fam. So, fam, I never put us in the top 4 this season, you know. I didn't.
Does that change now with Bale?
Has that changed now?
Yeah, of course it changes. How's man going to bring in Gareth Bale? Nah. Bruv, if man brought in Gareth Bale and we still don't get top, and that's not our aim, we're Little Man FC, blood. Big man thing. You can't bring in a player like Gareth Bale, yeah? You get me? And the left back as well, because these are problems that we needed. We brought in the right back, brought in the DM, brought in the left back. Blood expressions oozing Christmas wish list, blood. Tick, 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 tick. Get me, fam.
Sky Sports, you gave your wish list, and that's it. They're all done.
Yeah, fam. You know what I'm saying? So
still need a centre back and a striker, though.
So how can I look at that and be like, oh yeah, we're not going to make top 4? Of course, bro. Of course. You get me, fam?
And tell me, do you think it was a bit of tactical PR move from Daniel Levy to announce it the same day as Aubameyang? You know, because Aubameyang waiting months and months and months. These scummy gooners waiting time after time to announce Aubameyang. They finally announce him, and nobody's even talking about it.
Bro, that's what I said. I was like, what striker signed a new deal again?
Oh,
I can't hear him.
Audio's gone, mate.
Your audio's gone.
He's pulled his mic out.
There
we go.
You're back.
Yeah.
Got too excited.
Listen, fam. Listen, I'm not used to pulling out, fam. You know them.
You've pulled out again. You've done it again.
Oh, done it again. What's going on?
Can you hear me, blood?
Yeah,
now we can hear you.
Can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you.
As I was saying, blood, let me not try to do some head movements before it cuts me out again, blood. You get me? I was thinking, who signed a new deal the other day, blood? I said, Obama who? Obama where? Obama, I don't give a blood clot, yang, fam. Go them way there, fam. Gang business. Gareth Wales, blood. He is back home, blood. Where is he, Sinbad? Where is he, blood?
He's home.
Back
Benji.
home.
Hey, Benji, where is he, blood?
He is where he belongs. He is where he belongs. Back home.
Hey, third toucan, blood. I don't know what your name is.
Where
is he, blood?
He's coming back home, man.
Gang business, blood. You know them way there, fam. Jeez, blood.
Expressions. It's always absolute pleasure to speak to you, man.
G.
Thanks for coming on.
Hey, Sinbad, I got your shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I need to come and get it.
Hey, Ben, I got one for you as well. I got you the green one, blood.
Ah, yes, you legend. You legend.
Gang business. Yeah. 2 mediums, blood. Pull up in the keyless thing. Man's got the BM trouble you now, blood.
Yeah, all right. He is balling out now, expressions.
Who
needs a studio when you got a BM business?
Exactly. Who needs
Fuck that, blood. Fuck that, bro. You man need to be inviting me down to the studio these games.
Yeah,
you know I
got an open invitation, bro. You got an open invitation.
These Europa League games, you know I likely won't be streaming, fam, until it starts to the group stage or whatever. So shout me.
All right, so you're officially invited next Thursday.
Next Thursday, say nothing. Just shout me beforehand. You already know,
all right,
blood.
Cool.
No worries,
yeah,
bro.
gang business.
Come
nice
on,
one.
Come on. Nice to see you, man.
Oh, dear.
All right, that was expressions. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been, the screen's gone off behind us, but whatever. I think that's a sign that we have come to a natural end.
It's been a day of technical difficulties.
Exactly, it's been a day of technical difficulties. From premiere to the stream to everything. But thank you everyone for joining. John, thanks for joining.
We got over the line.
We're into the next round. See you again for the next watch along on Sunday, 12 o'clock, where maybe Gareth Bale will be playing or on the bench against his first club. Anyway, like, subscribe and comment. Thank you all for your views along the watch along, along everything. And as always, come on you Spurs.
He's coming home.
He's coming home.